Yo, what is up, my puffer people? It is I, Caden, your puffer pal, back with another video. Today we're doing something a little different for the DPBA. We're gonna be breaking down everybody's draft. You might have seen my draft analysis, it might not be up by this time, I don't know. But in this video, everybody's draft is gonna get breaking down. And I said we, because I'm joined by my boy Lizard.
What up, people? It's your boy, the lizard with the head that looks like a pirate. Yeah.
So, I don't know if you have the teams pulled up. I got the teams pulled up. The first
Yes, I got him.
Okay. The first team is by my boy Pele the Guja. Do you want to start off or should I? Bye.
I can start off. First of all, with tier 1, we have a Curon Black, tier 2, Silvally, with his tier 3, Stellaflame and Galvantula, tier 4, Zatu, and tier 5, Malamar. With the Z Crystal, the Icing Z is Mega Steelix. Then for his free picks, he has Tapu Bulu, Suicune, Zoroark, and Pyroar. Overall, it looks pretty great, especially with the Kyurem Black and the ICMZ. I used it in season 2 and I completely lost with it, but that's my experience with it. But I'm curious to what he's gonna pull off with it. League of Ventula with Sticky Webs, of course, is pretty great, as well as the Satu with Magic Bounce. Steelix overall, he got the extra points, so this is also great. And let me check. He has a minor. Yeah, he only has a minor fire, water, grass core with Tapu Bulu, Suicune, and then Talonflame, or Pyro. Depends on which one he's going to bring. But both for the core aren't really that great because Talonflame cannot really take most hits, or Pyro. But most of all, this looks pretty great, especially the Silvally with Pouring Shot and just every single type it can get. I used it season 1, I think, myself, and
Yes.
I loved it. Silvally is great with all the coverage it gets. So it's just a great mon, but overall it looks pretty great. Yeah, great, more great, because it's great, great. You want a grape?
Yeah, it is great. A little backstory. I was talking to Pele. I know his original plan was grabbing Mega Aggron, but then Ashram took it. But I think Mega Steelix actually was a really good pickup for his team because giving him the extra points allowed him to get some really good free picks. And I know last season he did really good with Zoroark. Zoroark is just a really fun mon to use and is really hard to build for. And I think you were talking about how last season you had Kyurem Black, even though you might not have used it the best. Building for you was the hardest team I had to build for because Kyurem Black has so limited switch-ins.
Just like most of the mons that got picked up as well, we're going to get there at the end of the list. Kyurem Black is one of the mons that you almost cannot prep for because the raw damage that it deals.
Yeah,
it's hard to just put a wall.
Yeah, like you have to have like a really bulky steel type, and even then it gets like earth power. Like you have Aegislash, which is a really good counter, and I have like my Magearna, but besides that, most teams just don't really have good switch-ins. And I agree with you about the Fire Water Grass core. I think he filled in his grass and water type beautifully. Suicune's an amazing water type in the format. And Tapu Bulu just is such a good wall breaker. His fire types, are very iffy. After the Gale Wings nerf, Talonflame just isn't very good. He did get
webs. Isn't great at all.
Yeah. He did get webs, which I think Bulu and Kyurem Black with webs are gonna be so good.
They will really appreciate that, and because of Zatu, the hazards is going to set up on his field can just be blocked right out.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't bring Zatu, he also has Talonflame for Defox, Silvally for Defox, so I think he's good on that part as well.
I definitely agree with you. And I feel like he filled His team decently well. Did he get a Fair Dragon Steel Core? I don't think he did. Wait.
He he has
Black. He
Current
did.
Black, Bulu, and yeah, he did.
That's actually
And
a really
that's
nice core. The
one of the
only thing
better
is
ones.
Tabu
Yes.
Bulu doesn't really get good fairy moves.
It doesn't get one physical fairy move.
Yeah, so that's the biggest problem. But besides that, I think his team is really good.
It's pretty great, yes.
Yeah. Our next team is Crabzilla's team. So
The one that
it's not even
we
finished
all in
yet.
the league are making fun of.
I'll just break
No,
down
not
I'll break
okay.
down what he has so far. He hasn't completed his draft, but
Do
he's
that.
got Infernape as his tier 1, Volcarona as his tier 2, Heliolisk as his tier 3, and Sharpedo. Shuckle for tier 4, tier 5 Alolan Golem, Tyranitar as his Mega, and the Toxapex and Mamoswine. Now, this team has a lot
He is
of
missing
mons
three things.
that are
He is missing a
decent.
Zeke.
Like, I don't know. The team has good mons. It just doesn't have any synergy.
It doesn't have anything. He doesn't. Maybe it will come with his picks, but he has Megator Venator. Okay. If he would have gone for Excadrill, which he can not get anymore,
Yeah.
but if he would have gotten an Excadrill with the Megator Venator, it would be good because they have great synergy. Or if he maybe gets a Stoutland, that might help him as well.
Yeah.
Because Stoutland pretty much is underrated, but I don't think that he will get it because of the Heliolisk further on. But then again, he has Alolan Golem with it. Just most of his teams are weak to most of the same things.
Yeah.
Like Infernape, Volcarona, you have Shuckle, Golem, Tyranitar, Mamoswine, all are weak against water types. And okay, he has Heliolisk with Dry Skin, but if that's his only option to counter water type moves, he's done for.
Yeah. He's also very weak to ground. With Infernape,
Oh,
Heliolisk, Alolan Golem, Tyranitar, Toxapex.
He's going to get destroyed by ground types. So
Yeah.
The only things that he can get are two tier 4 mons, and looking at the tier 4 mons, not really much can help him with the water or ground type. Maybe Alamomomomomomomomomala.
Yeah.
Or but I still haven't updated the sheet yet with the mons that should be picked already. Well, on the to-do list. But I don't see it. It just doesn't make sense, his team. But we're not gonna hate on him. Crabzilla maybe gonna put some spice in this team and going to win the league.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he'll bring weakness policy Volcarona and get a sweep with that.
Maybe he will bring Trick Room, Alolan Golem if he gets a Trick Room setter.
Yo, if he brings Trick Room, Alolan Golem and sweeps with it, I will literally just nah. I will drop out of the league. I will
forfeit my match if he wins that.
Exactly, yeah. I will give up on life if that happens.
I will totally quit the league. Alright, shall we move on to your team from what it looks like? And the fire that it's bringing. Let's see, for Puffer we have tier 1 Magearna. For the people that, I don't know if you told us already, but since Season 2 and Season 3 have been different from apart, we have added new mons, and those new mons are things like Magearna, Greninja with Protean, Aegislash, Deoxys, and Naganadel.
Yeah.
Those are the mons that we've added, and every single one of them got taken. But let's start off. Magearna for your tier 1, Gyarados tier 2, Chestnut tier 3, Lycanroc Dusk for tier 3, McMortar, normal Rodent form with the Electrium Z as well, Mega Latias, Umbreon, Regice, Cantu, and Roserade. Okay, looking at your team, you have a pretty good already Steel Fairy Dragon, with Magearna having both Steel and Fairy, and then of course, one of the best Megas in the game, Mega Latias. The Latias are just one of the best Megas. That's overall in every single league. They almost get taken right away. So, but you were first pick?
Yep.
No, you were round 2 where you
Well,
last pick,
yeah.
and then that's when you got it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
somehow.
I'm pretty surprised that they lasted till uh what's it called, till the end of round
Yeah.
2. But the new mons got added, so that's as well. Overall, the Gyarados, Chestnut, and McMortar is pretty great because Gyarados and Chestnut help each other pretty well with both Intimidate on Gyarados and the Spiky Shield on Chestnut. Uh, Normal Roland form, also pretty underrated. It has a little less stats than the other Roland forms, I think.
Yeah, it does.
Uh,
Slightly
it
worse.
slightly worse, but it does get the stab onto Shadow Ball.
Yeah.
That's something that might be great, but of course the Will-O-Wisp and the Defog, the let's see, Umbreon, best evolution wall for sure. One of the best evolution walls. Porygon 2, best Eviolite holder. That's also for sure. Well, if we're not counting Chansey, but wait, talking about Chansey. Chansey did not get taken this season.
It didn't. Which I'm
Oh
happy
wow.
about. I'm very happy about. I hate Chansey.
Yeah, but the only thing I'm really surprised about is the Lycanroc Dusk, and I'm really curious on what you are going to do with it in this season.
Yeah. So I'll actually address that. I had Lycanroc Dusk last season, and it just became one of my favorite Pokemon to use because of Tough Claws makes it such a cool mon to use. It actually gets, like, people don't realize this, it gets some pretty like weird like stuff in its moveset. It has Outrage in its moveset for some reason. It gets like Zen Headbutt, it gets Iron Head. Yeah, it gets Outrage.
Jesus fuck.
I brought Outrage last season versus Crab to catch his Kamau. It didn't work, but it would have OHKO'd his Kamau, that's all I'm saying. So yeah, it's actually a pretty good mon, and it gave me access it gave me access to Stealth Rocks, which if you look at my team, I had Chestnut for Spikes, and then I drafted Roserade, which gave me Spikes and Toxic Spikes. So I just really was going for like a nice hazard stacking team too.
Yeah, I see.
And if you want to see more about my opinion on my team, a little shameless plug right here, check out my draft analysis video. There I go in depth on why I drafted what I drafted. So the next team is actually now your team. Who would have thunk it? Let me break this team down, because I think your team is one of the best teams in this league.
My team is fire to be here. This is one of the best teams I've drafted so far.
It is. You got Aegislash tier 1, Sylveon tier 2, Entei and Alolan Muck as your tier 3s, Rotom for tier 4, Primeape as tier 5, Ghostium Z, Megalopony, Jolteon, Hydreigon, Plasmatoad, and Uxie as your 4 free pick. So, starting off, you picked Aegislash round 1 as your tier 1, which is, as we said, a new Pokemon in the league. It's Ubers for a reason. It's so good. With stance change, it either has base 150 in both defenses or base 150 in both offenses. One of the most versatile Pokemon possible. Then, your Fairy Dragon Steel Core, I already covered Aegislash. With Sylveon and Hydreigon, yeah, it's so good. Sylveon is an amazing special wall, and it hits really hard with Pixelate boosted attacks. And then Hydreigon, it could even, like, people, like, I feel like Hydreigon is a little slept on, just because, like, its stats are actually crazy. Base 90 in both defenses, with base 98 speed and 125 special attack and 105 attack. Like, it's a versatile mon. Like, and you could run it in so many ways. You could run Assault Vest, best set, clearly, best Hydreigon set. And you could just run, like, Scarfed or Specs. They would run a lot of stuff. And then, don't even get me started on Entei. Banded Entei literally has no switch-ins. And then you just got, like, a bunch of, like, sleeper mons. Like, Alolan Muck is slept on with AV. And then Rotom and Primeape are two really good low tier picks because Primeape is actually like a really good mon. Talking about that Anger Point Primeape right there. If you don't run Anger Point Primeape and get to sleep with it this season, I'm gonna cry. Otherwise your team is just really versatile. Like, you have a lot of mons that can do a lot of things, and you have one of the best megas in the format in Megalopony. Lizard, are you alive? Uh,
Shit.
oh,
Wait up.
there you are.
My Discord is acting up. Okay. What did you
Okay.
say?
Oh, I was talking about how you just have one, like, you have arguably the best Fairy Dragon Steel Core. I mean, I think mine is pretty good, but like Aegislash, Sylveon, and Hydreigon is so good. And I said you have arguably the most versatile team because most of your Pokemon are just so versatile. Like Aegislash is amazing with base 150 in both defenses or in offenses. And then you got Hydreigon, which is a monster, especially Assault Vest Hydreigon, best set, clearly. Oh, I also covered how if you don't get an Anger Point Primeape sweep, I'm gonna cry. Okay,
Most of these weren't on it already. I didn't want Uxie at first. I didn't want Seismitoad at first. No Hydreigon at first. And no not no, that's it. My most of my free picks I didn't even want yet. That was because for I had a whole nother concept in my head because what I wanted at least was two cores, the Dragonfire Steel core and the Water Grass Fire core. Well, I got both. I got the Dragonfire Steel with Aegislash, Sylveon, and Hydreigon, of course, which is just great. Aegislash just
lost him again.
It can just do both.
Okay.
But what it was, my first pick for Aegislash wasn't what I wanted originally. What I originally wanted was Order Magearna.
Yes, Magearna.
Yeah, Primer got it. But with those three all gone because I was the ninth pick and Aegislash was still open and I was fairly surprised about that. So I just took it right away because it counters every single one of those three. It counters every one, I think, in the tier almost for tier 1 because it counters only the ones that are gonna give me some trouble are the Hoopa and Bound, Greninja, and Infernape. And the Landorus of course. But then either way, I also wanted the Firegrass Water Core with, and I saw Entei and I was like, I need this because I needed a great wall breaker. I needed a defogger as well with Rotom right away, and I needed some volt switches, so that's another one. And then with Seismitoad, my team was fairly weak that I first chose because instead of Hydreigon, I was going for Flygon first. But because I also had a water weakness back then, and immunities, if you have immunities on your team, it's going to make so more problems to build against. So I took Seismitoad with the water absorb plus the ground typing to get rid of the electric type volt switches. But for that I also have Jolteon luckily. Then as well for Alolan Muk, once I saw that the Deoxys got drafted, I knew I need something with Pursuit. in both stats. So if I can Pursuit Trap him, a physically defensive, a physically adamant nature Deoxys with Stomping Tantrum cannot one it. Put a choice band on that thing. And then again, Lopunny, I already had Lopunny, but I needed something else, another wall breaker at least, so another choice band user. But Lopunny was open till in round 2 still, so also the draft really went surprisingly well for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alright, shall we move on to totally basic?
Sure.
Let's see, he has a Landorus-Therian, the Rotom oh wait, no, that was a agency trade that happened. Yes, the Rotom Wash from totally basic got changed into Circuitry.
Yeah, I just updated it. Completely forgot about that trade. Only an interesting trade.
Torterra for tier 5, Rockbeam Z as Sea Crystal, Mega Pinsir, Ferrothorn, Hexorus, Gastrodon, and Machamp for his free picks. Okay, first things that concern me about this team are the Landorus and Circuitry if we have to build against it. Luckily, he didn't take the Psychium Z, so he can have Z Hypnosis, which really gets the threat of Circuitry down if you have a good ground type. Even though it gets Energy Ball, if you have a good ground or steel type, you'll be good against the Circuitry. Then his fire, his fire, water, grass core with Chandelure, Ferrothorn, and Gastrodon are also really great because Gastrodon also has the water absorb, which just negates the weakness of Chandelure. Chandelure has Flash Fire, which negates the weakness of Ferrothorn, and Ferrothorn is just such a Pokemon with the Steel typing as well. It can literally eat Swords Dance and just Aerialate, Quick Attack, everything. Almost guarantee if it's neutral damage, if it's neutral damage, at least it will do around 50%. Then for the Rabambi, it's a good fairy type. He has a pretty good fairy Dragon Steel core with Rabambi, Ferrothorn, and Hexorus. But Rabambi also got the Sticky Web since Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so with Quiver Dance as well, Quiver Dance, Moonblast, and Bug Buzz, Rabambi just shreds almost everything if you let it set up.
Yeah.
Alright. Do you have some more words on Basic Esteem, or should we move on to Ash Fountain?
Oh yeah. I got a few thoughts on Basic Esteem. First of all, Lando T. I have the usage test pulled up. Is the most used mon in OU for a reason. 15% more used than the second most used Pokemon in OU. And that is for good reason. It is insane. Just Intimidate is an incredible ability just because it dampens any physical attacker. Pair that with like really good stats all around. Like it doesn't really have a single bad stat. And you just have an insane Pokemon which has base 145 attack, which is just insanity. It's such a good attack stat there's so limited switching. Like, switching to this Pokemon are like
Are only bulky
few.
water types,
Yeah,
I
like
think.
bulky water types, which circuitry handles. One thing I do have to say about this team is basic, you drafted 4 ground types, which I'm a little confused by, but
Mm,
I mean,
he is kind of weak against ice, but then again, he also has the Ferrothorn, and he has the Gastrodon, plus the Machamp. If you put an Assault Vest on it, it can also eat those hits.
yeah.
So I think he kind of has him.
Guys, I think he died. How likely are you to recommend this Windows and PC to a friend or colleague? What?
All right, let's see. Furthermore,
Lizard. Guys, I think he died. Pretty sure he's dead.
what?
Oh, sorry. I think you're I don't know if it's me or you. You keep cutting out.
You also keep cutting out to me.
Ah. Okay. Should we just move on to Ashman? And hopefully Discord starts working. Guys, it might be cutting out again. I'm gonna pretend Lizard's here, and I'm just gonna move on to Ashman for now. Hopefully, oh, he is alive. Hi.
All right, let's go. Ashfam. Yes.
Okay. He's got a throwing team, guys. He's got tier 1 Deoxys, tier 2 Gliscor, tier 3 Alola Ninetales, also Primarina, tier 4 Araquanid, tier 5 Zubstriko, the Fightinium Z, Mega Aggron, Kamao, Nidoqueen, Liepard, and Cloyster. Starting off, he got tier 1 Deoxys. Deoxys, we allow Deoxys. It's, which, I mean, I'm okay. I'm obviously, like, it was my idea to, like, do the poll to allow him. But, like, dude, this thing is insane. Base 150, speed, attack, and special attack is just like, what? It's so good. But it also super frail, which kind of balances it out if you have priority. He's got a really bulky team, I'll tell you that, with, Mega Aggron being arguably, probably, actually, just, like, in general, the best physical wall in the game because of filter, and base 230 defense. I personally prefer Mega Steelix just because it's a good low tier pick, but Aggron's great too. Kamao, also a very bulky mon. Also, if you run setup, it could easily sweep. Gliscor.
Luckily, we've been omni boosting because otherwise the Kommo would be
Oh my god, yeah.
monstrous to deal against.
Commonium Z is insane. I love this team, but my biggest question for Ashramp is, like, you drafted Ninetales Alola, and, like, I'm not saying you have to draft Hail with it, but, like, you didn't draft any Pokemon to, like, benefit from the Hail, and, like, when you drafted Cloyster last round, I feel like maybe you could have drafted, like, a different Ice type that benefits from Hail, like, if you were gonna draft an Ice type last round, like, being that you already had a Water type anyway, but, I mean, never know.
Either way, his team has some great coverage, that's for sure, because Deoxys is also one of the most mons that gets one of the most coverages.
Yeah, definitely.
I know it gets a lot of stuff. It gets the Stomping Tantrum, like I already said earlier. It gets superpower. It just gets a lot of stuff that are very hard to build against because it can just use everything and it can use it very effectively. If you put a choice specs on this thing, and you make him use Psychic over and over again, or Psycho Boost, or whatever his signature move is called. I
Yeah, it's
forgot.
like a beast.
Yeah, it destroys everything. If it's not a strong Psychic type, choice specs with stab, and it can outspeed everything in the whole draft. It even outspeeds Mega Beedra and Mega Lopunny. It's so good, but then again, if you have priority or something you can trap it with, like Arena Trap on Dugtrio or Pursuit, it can be dealt with easily.
Yeah. I would just like to point out, I'm looking at the moveset. It gets access to Nasty Plot. If anyone lets this thing click
Ooh,
Nasty Plot in their face, you have lost. Like, it's
you are
just
fucked.
game. There's no switch-ins at +2.
You ain't making it. You're dead for. That's for sure.
Yeah. Also gets Spikes and Stealth Rock. So, if you want, you could run it as a hazard stacker.
Araquanid.
I think he died again.
The spikes on Cloyster and the Gliscor. No, Gliscor doesn't get Stealth Rocks, but the Deoxys itself also gets Stealth Rocks.
Yeah.
Buffer,
What? Are you alive? I don't know. I can't tell if you're alive. Hello? Lizard here. You good?
I think so. I hope. Let's
Okay.
see.
Hopefully, yeah. Were you done with, Shrimp? I didn't know you
I am
kept
done with Ashvamp, yes.
Okay, so let's move on to Panda. Whose turn is it to do the team? I think it's your turn to introduce the team.
Yeah, he has some pretty good stuff. He has Tapu Koko for tier 1, Kukelder for tier 2, Crobat and Tornadus Incarnate for tier 3, Quagsire for tier 4, Piloswine for tier 5, Absol for Mega, Flying EMZ for the Z Crystal, Cortana, Scrafty, Durant, and Snorlax for his free picks. Okay, what happened is with the first things that Panda wasn't online for his first pick, so he left it with me and he said, okay, get me Tapu Koko, and after get me Cortana. Okay, will do. And he told me a whole story about how in another league he had a core with Tapu Koko and Cortana and it destroyed. Okay, good for him, but I don't really see myself, I don't see how this core would work. Okay, he has the Fairy and Steel type, of course, for the Fairy Dragon Steel core, but the Dragon type you don't see anywhere. So that's one thing that falls off with him. Uh, then for the Fire, Water, Grass core, he also doesn't have that. He has Cortana, he has Quagsire, but then again he has no Fire type further, which is, if I say it myself, it is pretty dumb of him because fire types are one of the best types in the game because they If it is a physical fire type dealer, it cannot be burned, so that helps you. And fire type is super effective against ice. It is super effective against steel, which is one of the most bullshit typings to deal with in the league because they resist so much, even after the nerf they got from black and white to X and Y. Uh, then again, he has the Crobat and Tornadus Incarnate. I also don't know why he went for two flying types in the same tier. Okay, he gets the Prankster Defog, but I don't see why that matters because Crobat has a really good speed stat and it also gets Defog. Then for the Quagsire and Piloswine, both ground types, makes his team kind of weak against water. Quagsire gets water absorbed, but I don't think he's going to run it because of how good Unaware actually is. Then he has the Cortana and Durant, both very weak against fire types, 4 times weak against him. And his only mon to really deal with fire types well is the Quagsire, because he just negates all the damage because water and ground typing. Then Scrafty. Scrafty is a pretty good mon. It's usually slept on. It gets great coverage with what's it called, with the elemental punches, I think. Drain punch also as well. His abilities are really good with Shed Skin, Intimidate, and Moxie. So Scrafty is one of the best mons to really use when it comes to viability. Okay. Then for the, let's see, what it is for him, he has a lot of types that are double. Because he has 2 ground types, he has 2 flying types, he has 2 fighting types, he has 2 dark types, he has 2 steel types. He just has a lot of stuff double, and I don't really find him going to do that well with this team, but that's my opinion on this at least.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this team is good. I don't think this team is great. Basically, I think this team could put in work if played right, but I definitely don't think it's like the best team I've ever seen. I really like, obviously, Tapu Koko is always a good mon. I actually do think Tapu Koko paired with Kartana is kind of cool, just because Kartana is just like puts on so much offensive pressure, and if you could catch your opponent on like a switch and you volt switch into Kartana, you can just like start nuking stuff. Flyinium Z with Tapu Koko, always good. Okay. Flyinium Z with Tapu Koko is always good. He can even run the heat Flyinium Z Air Slash on Kartana to utilize that nice base 59 special attack. I think he drafted Flyinium Z and then was like, oh shoot, I drafted Flyinium Z, I gotta draft more flying type. But I agree with you, I don't think you needed 2 flying types. I think they're both good flying types, but I don't think you needed both of them. And like you said, he has a lot of double types, which leads to some weaknesses. Like, he has 2 mons that are 4 times weak to fire. He has, like... He also has a decent amount of 4 times weaknesses with Scrafty, Kartana, Durant, and Quagsire, which I don't know how much. Like, I always don't like to have too many Pokemon with 4 times weaknesses, because then that could be exploited easily. But you do have he does have some really good like offensive pressure with Conkeldurr. What is this? My biggest one of my actual problems with this team is the especially offensive pressure is very limited. Tapu Koko is a good special attacker, but it's not great. And
Tapu
he's
Koko
got
is
Tornadoes.
the only special threat that he has, because Tornadus Incarnate isn't really a special attacker like Tornadus Tarion is.
Yeah.
And then he has Absol that could be ran specially but isn't good.
Yeah.
With and as well the Crobat that can be ran specially but also isn't that good.
Yeah, so he's gonna rely on like special Tapu Koko a lot. And even then, it's good, but like 95 base special attack is nothing amazing.
It just I don't see it working out for him with this team because of the most of his mons are off now. Almost all of his mons are physically attackers, and if you have an intimidate user or you have a strong physical wall like the Mega Aggron or like the
Mega
Crocodile with
Steelix.
intimidate, yeah,
Yeah.
or the Steelix, you can just be your team is kind of useless because intimidate really hurts against physical attackers, especially against physical attackers like Conkeldurr, Mega Absol, and Kartana. But that's also that I see with his team. He has literally zero walls. The only wall that he has that is actually a good wall is the Quagsire, because the rest of his team, Conkeldurr, yes, it's bulky, but without an assault vest, it cannot eat too many hits. It's more a bruiser type of mon. Just like with the Scrafty, cannot really eat most hits. The Cortana cannot eat any hit. The Snorlax can eat hits, but he doesn't have that good walls like the Megaladias or Rotomo, or maybe even Bronzong. He doesn't have the good walls to take hits, so I can see how he went for a more speedy type style. Maybe he's going to go with Tornadus Incarnate and just go Prankster Tailwind to get the Tapu Koko even faster, to give the Absol some more speed, give the Katana more speed, give the Scrafty more speed. Just the things that he can try to outspeed things with. Even the Durant. Durant, I know, is a good mon, but with Hustle and the moves that it gets, it's not that good. If you run Home Claws on it, yes, it is good. It gives you the accuracy boost and it gives you the attack boost. But with a 15-9 speed stat, you're not going to outspeed much things in this league because everyone here has really fast mons on it. Like Pele the Gudra has Talonflame, which one shots even the Durant. You Puffer, you have Lycanroc Dusk, which outspeeds him. Even I think even Roserade doesn't outspeed. No. But there are a lot of things that just outspeed because of the mons that we have added to the league, and I don't see it really working out for him.
Yeah, I agree with you. Are you ready to move on, or do you have any?
Not really. Maybe if he gets some good agency trades, it could be a better team because a lot of good mons are still left.
Oh,
Chansey.
definitely. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of mons that are still available. Like looking at this, like neither of the actual laddies got drafted. Mew is still sitting there.
As Azumarill is still there. No, both laddies got taken because the Mega.
Oh yeah. Zygarde is sitting there. Zapdos. Blacephalon's even not horrible. Victini. Yeah, so there's some pretty good Pokemon, both Thunderstorm. There are a bunch of good Pokemon still just sitting there that nobody drafted because of all the new mons we added.
Yep. Alright, but let's move on.
The next team is the team of Bash, which I actually really think is a great team. He drafted Greninja, Protein for tier 1, Protein Greninja, Necrozma for tier 2, Decidueye and Flygon for tier 3, Incineroar tier 4, Raichu tier 5, Fire Z, Mega Beedrill, Celesteela as a free agency, Miltank, Gardevoir, and Hitmontop for free. So, starting with this team, his Fair Dragon Steel Core is actually pretty good. Flygon, I think I drafted last season. It's not great. But it gives you what you drafted it for. It's a decent Pokemon. They gave it Dragon Dance this gen, which I think actually made it better. Because, like, if you get a Dragon Dance up with Pokemon, it's actually a decent threat. But, otherwise, you could run it Banded or,
Or
Scarf.
Specs even.
Yeah, even Specs is
Specs
good.
Flygon can be used as well.
It gets access to Boomburst, Bug Buzz, Draco, and a few other good special attacks. I ran that
Air
against.
Slash. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't get Air Slash. Would be good.
Yeah.
Flamethrower, that's what it gets. Flamethrower.
Yeah, so it actually could be run spec. So, and then Gardevoir it's Gardevoir. It's good. It's good. It's a waifu, basically. It's,
Yeah.
it's got good, it hits hard on the special side, and Sponges hits on the special side. It could be run, it's decently slow, like, but it's, like, not horrible. Then I think his steel type, obviously Celesteela, one of the best Pokemon in the format in my opinion. You had it season 1, right? I'm pretty sure.
I had it season 1, yes. And I
Yeah.
I enjoyed using it, but I couldn't make it work, just like I couldn't make Pure and Black work. How ironic that all of the tier 1s I have picked so far in the 3 seasons that the DBA has been here,
Yeah.
I have never used my tier 1 mon correctly.
And I think you use Aegislash correctly in your first
Yeah,
Elite battle. Not gonna spoil anything for you
we're not
viewers.
spoiling it.
Not really spoilers, but you know, I think you used it pretty well. Yeah.
Furthermore, Incineroar, after the hidden ability release, it's a really good mon with Intimidate. He has the Raichu, which also good mon. I don't know if the Surf Raichu is allowed in the.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it? I've never
Uh,
even.
well, we'll see. We'll see if he brings it into the thing, but we have to wait. Mega Beedrill, also one of the better Mega evolutions, just like Mega Lopunny and the Mega Ladies. Celesteela, the best steel type so far in tier 1 because it has so much coverage and his stats are so much alike. Like it's almost like a mythical Pokemon, but better. It can be ran in every single way. It can be ran as a special attacker, as a physical attacker, as a physical wall, as a special wall, even as a hazard setter. Celesteela just brings so many options to the table. Then Hitmontop, another Intimidate user, also using that Rapid Spin. And Miltank, it's one Pokemon with it has reliable recovery with Milk Drink. It gets Heal Bell. Body Slam hacks are insane on Miltank because Miltank always gets a paralysis if it uses Body Slam. I don't know why, but it does. And
Very
his
true.
stats just are ginormous. Then the Necrozma with Prism Armor, it's slightly worse than the Aggron because Aggron only no, they have around the same kind of weaknesses, but Aggron has a great physical defensive stat, and the Necrozma has around the board just good stats with also great coverage. Can just like Celesteela can be run in very different ways. But then the Greninja Protean gives it so many options, and it makes it such a good mon.
Mm. Oh yeah, definitely. One of the most versatile mons in this format because of Protean.
Yep.
The one thing I will say is he drafted Fire Z. I don't think it was a bad Z Crystal. Looking at his team, I just think he could have gotten better Z Crystals.
There are still very good sea crystals over. He even if he wanted, he could have took Incinerorium Z or Incinium Z. That's what it's called. He
Yeah.
could also has gotten Darkium Z. or Deciduum Z, which also is pretty, or even Normalium Z because of let me check. Where is it again? Miltank, Giga Power, Normalium Z. Let's go. I'ma call it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Farumzi's good, but like his first pick, Greninja doesn't even get to use that, and I think Greninja with a Z crystal is like a nuke. So I think
Almost,
I don't
he
know.
could have. It would be better if he just had gotten the Waterium Z because the Waterium Z is still open, at
Oh
least
yeah.
until Crab maybe picks it. But for his Farm Z, the only mons that can use it are Flygon, Incineroar, and Celesteela. That's it. Three
Yeah.
mons he has that can use it. I know it's the same with my team, but with my team has mons that really do damage with Ghostium, like Aegis Shadow Ball, or Jolteon Shadow Ball, or Rotom-Mow even Shadow Ball. But with him, Incineroar, okay, Flare Blitz Z, so Flare Blitz Fire Z could be good, but with Flygon Flamethrower and Celesteela Flamethrower, it's not that good because Flygon is good if it has or setup, which it doesn't have specially, or it has to have Life Orb or choice item. And if you put Farium on the Flygon, it does not really work.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, you ready to move on to our. Let me recount. This is the ninth person of the league.
Yep.
We have Diabetic Raichu with as his tier 1 pick Hoopa Unbound, tier 2 Milotic, tier 3 Arcanine, tier 3 Serena, tier 4 Komola, tier 5 Wigglytuff, with his Seacrest the Darkium Z, Mega Gallade, Tornadus Therian, Nidoking, Persian Alola form, and Bronzong as his free picks. Okay, first of all, I hate Raichu. That's because he took the Bronzong from me. I originally wanted Bronzong instead of the Yuxi, but he might have done me a favor. We'll see in the long run. But overall, Hoopa Unbound, good first pick because of the special damage it can bring and the physical damage it can bring. It is a really strong wall breaker. You just put a choice item on it and it can break through everything. Then his right, it just perfectly in order. The Water Fire Grass score with Milotic, Arcanine, and Serena. Milotic, great mon. One of the best defensive water types because of Marvel skill, I think it is.
Yep.
Just double the defense. It gets reliable recovery. Scald is good. It can toxic. Uh, Magic Code is also really fun to use. If someone tries to toxic you, you can just Magic Code and send it right back. Then for Arcanine, Flash Fire, Justify, and what is it? The last one, it is Intimidate. Justified is not really one of the most used abilities because limited Pokemon get it, but Flash Fire, the immunity to fire type moves, and Intimidate to lower the physical defensive side is really great. Arcanine also can be run as a physically attacker because of its stats being, yeah, it is great actually. It can be used in many different ways as a wall probably. It also has recovery with Morning Sun, and it can set up Sunny Day if it has to, but it probably won't. Then Serena is pretty underrated, but with the ability Queenly Majesty, just negating every type of priority moves, because priority moves are really needed against just to finish things off, and most of the teams have someone at least with a priority move, like a quick attack or sucker punch or shadow sneak, snuck. Uh, also gets rapid spin, so he can get rid of his hazards. And drop kick is just a great grass type move that it gets. Komala and Wigglytuff, I I never used Komala nor Wigglytuff. I know Wigglytuff gets Stealth Rock, so he has a Stealth Rock setter. But I think mm, I don't really know. He could have gotten better for it. Mega Gallade is pretty well balanced as well. I used it as well in season. Did I use it season 2 or season
You
1?
had
I
it
don't
season
remember.
1.
Yeah,
I
I
had it
used
last
it and
season.
I got pretty far with it. I got around 5th place or in season 1 and I really enjoyed it because of the coverage it gets with Night Slash, Leaf Blade, Ice Punch, Psycho Cut, and Zen Headbutt. It also gets Swords Dance, it gets Bulk Up, it even gets Shadow Sneak, which again the priority is really needed for every single team. Then the Tornado Starion hurricanes out of its ass. If he would have picked Politoed or Pelipper or something that can set up a rain dance, this Tornadus can just go ham. If he would have gotten Pelipper with a Damp Rock, U-turn out, go into Specs Tornadus and just hurricane everything, it would destroy for sure. Just because of the raw damage that it deals. Stab Hurricane is broken. It gets Heat Wave as well. It gets U-turn. It gets Superpower. Tornadus is just also one of the best mons that can be picked in a draft league. Nidoking, speaking about one of the best mons, Nidoking, of course, who doesn't want it? It gets one of the best coverage, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Earth Power, Flamethrower. It can cover every type. With Sheer Force, it gets even better because of the extra damage that it does. It can even be run physically, but you don't really see it because his special moves are better with the ability than his physical moves. Alolan Persian, Parting Shot. Z Parting Shot. Darkium Z with Alolan Persian Parting Shot. Just go out. If his Hoopa Unbound is around 20%, and he uses Z Parting Shot and gets to heal it back to full while lowering his opponent's attack and special attack, that is going to, we have to watch out for that. Every single one in the league has to watch out for that because that's dangerous.
Definitely.
Then the Bronzong, Levitate and Heat Proof both are good abilities, but Levitate is more used. It's also a really good special defensive mon. What are your opinions, Puffer?
So I had Mega Gallade last season, got me to third place, I believe. It was so good. It led my team in kills. It hits like a truck. And if you get an SD up, it is GG. I also had Tornadus Varian last season. I also had Arcanine last season. I also had Kamala last season. Funny. Anyway. Yeah, Tornadus Varian is, gets a generator, so it makes it a Pokemon that has a lot of longevity, and it's fast, so you just go in, U-turn out, and then get the regenerator, and it just spams U-turn and hits hard. Hoop Unbound is such a wall breaker. And it has really good special defense. Then the rest of his team is just really good. Like, Arcanine's great, Serena's great, especially for blocking priority. Wigglytuff's a really cool tier 5 pick. Kamala's a good spinner. His Darkinium's a awesome Z Crystal. You'd run Nuka on Hoop Unbound, like you said, Z Parting Shot, or you could even run Z Snatch on Hoop Unbound to get that speed boost.
I want to see him run that. I want to see him win a game with that right now.
Yeah.
Raichu, you have to. You have to now. You have to bring Z Snatch. You have to. No buts. You have to bring it at least one time.
You heard it, Raichu. You heard it. You better. Yeah, and then Nidoking, he's got a lot of wall breakers, basically. But that's really all I gotta say. It's a very good team. So, you want to move on?
Moving on, we have Greg Mack.
Oh, yeah. Quick little backstory on Greg Mack. The original coach just, like, died. No, he didn't actually die. But he just stopped. Yeah, he just left the league, like... But, like, we kept skipping him because he was still in the league. He never said, okay, sorry, guys, I gotta leave. So we kept skipping him. So this guy joined in like halfway through the draft. He was a really good sport though, so shout out to him. And he was, even though it was halfway through the draft, I think he built himself a really threatening team. He got
He
Tabu
built
Fini.
himself a really good team, yes.
Yeah. He got Tabu Fini, Hawlucha, Tangrowth, Mantine, Ditto, Linoon, Grassium Z, Mega Charizard X, Blissey, Jirachi, Verizon, and Drapion. So, starting off, you got Blissey. I hate it, but it's a really good special wall, so I can't blame you for drafting it. You got a Tapu plus Hawlucha, which is just such a good core to have. Like, it's used in, like, all tiers. Hawlucha and Tapu Koko are combined a lot in OU, just because, like, Hawlucha has very limited switch-ins. You also got, Tangrowth and Mantine, both good walls. And, Tangrowth actually hits really hard. Ditto is a cool mon to stop sweeps. I actually really respect Ditto, because it's a good mon. Linoon, it clicks belly jump. It's very one-dimensional, but it ain't bad. You'd even, then he got Mega Charizard X. One thing I'm gonna say, was Normalium Z taken? No, it wasn't. Wait.
No, it isn't.
It wasn't.
You should have gotten it for the Z.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Grassium Z, I think Normalium Z would have been better for your team, just because Z Belly Jump is a good move, and you have a lot of other Pokemon that technically could have benefited from that. Yeah. I mean, technically, the rule in our league is you could run a Z-Crystal on your Mega, or the Mega Stone. He could have ran a regular Charizard, Z Belly Jump, if he drafted Normalium Z. Could have done that.
That would have been fire, but I think Charizard X would still be better.
No, I know.
If he would have picked Charizard Y, then maybe I can see him go for the cheese pick with the Z Belly Drum on the Charizard, but with Charizard X is just way better than a normal Charizard using Belly Drum.
No, I agree. He could run Belly Jump Charizard, which I actually think is underrated. It's actually a pretty cool set. Then just Jirachi. We all know what Jirachi does. Flinches for days. Verizon and Drapion are both pretty cool low tier mounts. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are the Tapu Fini and the Hawlucha. Just Hawlucha benefits so much from all the Tapus. And that's just because of the seed items. The electric seed, the misty seed, the grassy seed. Just in any terrain, Hawlucha will eat it. And it will get a stat boost. And when he eats it, he gets the Unburden boost, doubling his speed if he stays in at least, and getting the acrobatics boost. And that's what makes it such a good mon. You can just run Drain Punch and acrobatics. No need even for Flying Press. Just Drain Punch, acrobatics. Then you can get coverage moves like Poison Jab and Ice Punch or Electric Punch to just kill almost everything, because Hawlucha is that good. Then again, Tangrowth, Mantine, Charizard X, good core. He also has the Jirachi Charizard X Tapu Fini, which is also a great core. Talking about Drapion, I love the mon. I haven't used it yet, but I have one set in my mind that maybe next season I will use, but we'll see how it goes, because I'm a fan of that mon, because it gets knockoff, it gets sniper, which is really fucking great, getting more crit ratios. It has cross poison and night slash, which already have high critical ratios. It also gets toxic spikes. It gets Aku Pressure. Aku Pressure is also one of the things that is pretty underrated. It can raise any single stat. But so if you get lucky enough, it's kind of like Moody, but then without the minus part, but it has to take up a move slot. But it's still good. Jirachi, I hate it. I hate this mon, but it's a good mon, but I hate it. And with this team that he has, he joined in already past half of the draft. He got to draft 7 mons, I think, just pick it right after one another because he was so far behind. And he picked really well for the rest of the draft. The Grass CMZ there, the only one that can really use it is Verizion, so you can prepare for that. Or he has to bring. Uh, I want to see him bring Power Whip, see Grass CMZ tank growth,
He could do it.
but
I mean,
we'll see. It would be something fun, but the Verizion can be run both physically and specially. The Blissey, it's worse than Chansey, but for a tier 2 pick, it's still good because it's a great wall. But if you have a strong physical attacker, it's also done for. But Linun, yeah, it's really one-dimensional. Maybe you can throw in a choice band on it, but either way, Belly Drum Linun with extreme speed and Seed Bomb is really the only thing that you need. Because extreme speed has stab. You have +6. His speed is already out of this dimension for a normal type Pokemon. But again, it's one dimensional. Just all you need really is a ghost type, Aegislash, and it's just useless almost. But then again, the Ditto, it is such a good mon, but it really relies on the opponent.
yeah,
Because if the opponent is bringing setup, you are so happy that you can bring Ditto. But if you bring Ditto and he doesn't have setup, it's pretty bad. But then again, Ditto doesn't get the ability from the Pokemon it transforms into.
that's true.
So, like, again, let me take my Aegislash for example. If you get Aegislash and Ditto transforms into it, if Ditto is in Aegislash defense form, and you have the only moves you have, like I bring a set with King Shield, Sacred Sword, Iron Head, and Shadow Sneak. He cannot really do anything if he is in defense form because 50 attack, it's not good.
Yeah.
But if he is in the attack form, it's kind of good. So you have to really depend on what it will be. But he has to time the switch correctly then. But most of it, he drafted really good for being late in the league.
Agreed.
All right, moving on. The second to last coach, and it will be Poke Primer with the newly added Naganadel. For tier 1, we have tier 2 Breloom, tier 3 and tier 4, tier 3 is Donphan and Meloetta, tier 4 Electros, tier 5 Crustle, the Dragium Z for Z Crystal, Mega Blastoise, then for free picks he has Heatran, Togekiss, and Cofagrigus and Vanillux. First of all, Naganadel, Dragium Z. It's going to destroy things with a Draco Meteor. I know it for sure already. I know he will bring it because it just does so much, and it's actually only the only mon he can use Dragium Z on, but still. Meloetta, I don't know much about this mon because I have never used it before, and I have never seen someone use it before. I know it can change forms, and his stats will become different, but much than that, I don't know either. Breloom is a really solid mon because of the Technician and Poison Heal, plus it gets 4. It gets Mech points for the Technician. It's a really strong Grass type and a really strong Fighting type. Donphan, good for Stealth Rocks, good for Rapid Spin, really great. Electros, one of my favorite electric types because it's so good. It has no weaknesses. Because electric type only have ground as weakness, and Electros has levitate. It is awesome. Put an assault vest on that thing, and that thing can lift hits. It is insane. I used it season 2. Yes, season 2 I used it, or was it season 1? I keep forgetting my teams.
Yeah, I think
I
it was
think it was
season. I don't know.
it was season 1. I think that I used it myself,
Probably.
and This thing is awesome because it gets Giga Drain, it gets Flamethrower, it gets Thunderbolt, it gets Volt Switch, but it also gets Drain Punch, it gets Fire Punch. I even the best thing that I used on my Electro set, Assault Vest with Thunderbolt, Giga Drain, Flamethrower, and Acid Spray. Because Acid Spray lowers the opponent's special defense by 2 stages, your attacks will do right more damage. So it is a really good mon. Then Crossel, it's really great. Mega Blastoise with the Mega Launcher ability really benefits him. Heatran, one of the best fire types and steel types. Only weak really to ground types, but he got that covered with the Electros and the Breloom, as well as with the Togekiss and the Blastoise. Cofagrigus is an underrated ghost type mon. It has good defenses, only its HP stat sucks a little bit, but it can be worked around. Then Vanilluxe is also pretty good, but not. Yeah, it is a tier 5, but not really. Tier 5 picks are that great overall. And Togekiss is just going to be the same exact thing as the Jirachi, but they do the same thing. Even Jirachi can use Thunder Wave and just Iron Head. Togekiss can just only has to use Air Slash and that's it.
Sure. Oh, you're. I don't know if Discord was cutting out. Yeah, so, yeah, I think his team is really good. The Naganadel plus Dragonium Z was a really good pair. Just to say, you said Naganadel was like the only Pokemon. He could if he wants. He could run Dragonium Z Electros.
Yeah, with the Dragon Pulse, but
or Dragon Claw.
Dragon Claw, yeah. But so, I don't really see him using it because maybe if he would have gotten the Like a Rock Dusk, it would have been good with the Outrage. Now I know.
Yeah, that would have been kind of cool. Yeah, I think he filled out his cores beautifully. That's one of the things I'm gonna definitely give him. Togekiss, Heatran, and Naga, amazing Fire Dragon Steel core. Mega Blastoise, Heatran, Breloom, amazing Fire Water Grass core. Then, like you said, Electros having no weaknesses unless you're like Haxorus because of Mold Breaker, or Kieran Black or something like that, is just great. It's awesome having a Pokemon with no weaknesses. Then basically, his team has a lot of cool like threats, like Togekiss. Just Thunder Wave plus Air Slash, one of the worst but best sets ever. Like, I hate it, but it's so good. Even Vanilluxe is kind of a sleeper Pokemon that could put in work. Kofag is cool. Meloetta is actually a really, like, underrated Pokemon. Its stats are good at 128 special attack and special defense. And it gets some really good coverage, both in the physical department and special department. So, I think he could definitely put in some work this season. I think his team is really good, but I don't think it's great. Like, I think, I definitely think he could have, like, went better, but I think his team is overall one of the better teams.
Exactly. Now let's move on to our last one.
Thriller. So, Thriller drafted, okay, such a threatening team. Clefable Tier 1, Scolipede Tier 2, Darmanitan Tier 3, Registeel Tier 4, Armaldo Tier 5, the Groundium ZZ Crystal, Mega Latios, Diggersby, Crawdon, Electivire, and Cryogonal. Okay. Clefable and Mega Latios are such a good pairing. What is this? And then add Registeel. Oh my god, he's got such a good Fire Dragon Steel core. Like, Registeel is so bulky, and then paired with Mega Latios, which is also insanely bulky, and then Clefable gives you a Magikarp mon. Clefable's abilities are what makes it good, really. Unaware and Magikarp are two really good abilities. And because of Magic Guard, you could run Clefable with like setup, like Calm Mind or like Calm Mind or Cosmic Power, and they can't toxic you or anything to whittle you down, and you just sit there forever. Scolopede's a really cool mon because of speed boost. Darmanitan it just doesn't have a switch in. Sheer Force Flare Blitz is just such a nuke. Shaman, base 100 across the board, so it's obviously going to be good. And access to Leech Seed, so it's so annoying to deal with. Armaldo? I really don't know much about Armaldo, but it could be good. Mega Latios are covered. Diggersby with Ground EMZ? Oh my god. Diggersby because of huge power is such a nuke. Crawdaunt with adaptability? Oh my god. If this thing sets up, it's GG. And then Electivire and Crognal are both decent low tier threats. Crognal's a really good rapid spinner, and Electivire actually gets some nice coverage. What are your thoughts?
Alright, so yeah, for his team, it is really well built, that's for sure. The Darmanitan, you cannot build against it. Just like with the Cure in Black, you cannot really build against it because it does so much damage with Sheer Force, with Flare Blitz. For the Armaldo, it's a fun pick. I like seeing Armaldo, but that's because I had good memories with it when I did it carried me through, but that's not important in a draft league. Clefable, Registeel, Megaladias, insane. It works so well with each other. But this is a team that is really hard to build against because of Clefable, Registeel, and Ladias, as well as the adaptability Crawdaunt with the huge power Diggersby and the Darmanitan. You cannot really build against it because has so many threats. You cannot check them all because if he brings something that you have not prepped as much for, you're doomed for because it does so many things, this team as well with here Shaman, Crawdaunt, and Darmanitan also is a really good core because Shaman eats a lot of hits. Crawdaunt can eat some hits, but not too much, and Darmanitan cannot eat any hit actually. But it still is really great because they have two physical threats. One with sheer force, the other with adaptability. Two of the most busted abilities when it comes to sweepers.
Plus huge power. Diggersby.
That as well. But it's really great just to see it. But I'm not gonna spoil how it goes because week one is me against Thriller, and the battle has already been done, and I'm not gonna spoil how it went. But the team is really great, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we have had every single team in the DPBA with Pele the Gudra, Crabzilla, our own man, Incrime, Puffer, myself, Totally Basic, Ashfam, Panda, Bash, Raichu, Greg, Mac, Primer, and Thriller. Puffer, I'm gonna ask you the question right now. Who do you think has the best team in the league?
That's rough. So Pele's team is definitely scary. If he had gotten a better fire type, I think I would have went with his. But like, I think I gotta go with your team. Honestly, yeah, your team is just so good and so versatile. It's just, I gotta go with your team.
All right, well, it would only be fair if I answer it myself as well. I'm gonna go with Crabzilla because if you look at those three empty spots, man, he's gonna win.
Definitely. Oh, Crabzilla best team. Easily.
Crabzilla best team so far. No, but if I have to pick, Uh, I'm kind of stuck between Ash's team, the reigning champion of last season,
Oh yeah.
and uh, Raichu's team. But
What was
then
Ratchet's?
again, your team and Pele's team are really a good threat as well. It's kind of hard to pick between them, but if I have to pick one, I would go with Ash
Yeah,
because
Ash
only
Vamp.
because of the
Definitely.
Mega Aggron,
Yeah,
because that thing is scary.
it really is. Like, everything on. I get why you picked his team. Like, his team, like, just like Mega Aggron alone, 230 base defense paired with 140 base attack is just like such a threatening Pokemon. Like, every Pokemon he drafted could do work. Like, even his low tier Pokemon are threats. Like, yeah, I gotcha. We're just gonna
No,
have to
well,
wait and see, though. Like, who knows? Who knows? Maybe Crabzilla will win the league. Who knows?
of course he will. You see those three empty spots. You know he's gonna do good.
Of course, the heat. The heat.
The heat of Trick Rune and Alolan Golem sweeps.
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
But we're going to start with week one of the DPBA this week, and I'm psyched.
Oh, me
Season
too.
3 has started right again. Let's go.
Oh yeah. So there you have it. Those are all the teams for the DPBA. Let us know in the comments below. Who do you think drafted the best team? We hope you enjoyed this video. Any last statement you want to say, Lizard?
Trapzilla for the win.
Of course, Crabzilla for the win. And with that, I'm gonna end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, my puffer people, stay puff.